Hello. How's everyone doing? Come on in, guys. Who did I see? I saw Lori. Hello. How's it going, hon? Hey, Jersey. Kat. Hey, y'all. I just had a spider scare outside. Mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Hard pass. Let's see here. Triple C. Hello. How's it going, hon? Hello, all. Editing for one more hour. I've learned the hard way. Outlines are our friends. They are. Even if we change them, they give us sort of a jumping off point to get our minds in order. All right. Even as a pastor, a loose outline would have spared a lot of editing, but I am loving how things are looking. Hit the thumbs up and heart. I love that. Thank you, hon. Jersey, I'm planning. Last week was interrupted by travel. Well, that's not a bad reason. Crystal, hello. It's a miracle I got here in time. Hello, everyone. I love it. Rita, hello, everyone. Time to get this week planned. I agree. Okay. We are going to dive on in, guys. I've made some modifications. Similar fields, but I've kind of moved things around a little bit because I think they will work better where I move them to. So we're still going to do them. We're just going to do them a little bit different order. So it will be all good. So last week for me was a little chaotic. Better control than the previous 2 weeks, but still a little chaotic. So I'm probably still recovering from trying to get all the things done. It's I mean, to give you guys a hint, I've basically been running from a to-do list. I didn't even. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Guys, for anyone that's interested in quarterly planning and learning how, Sarah's course opened up for registration today. So if you're interested in HB90, there is an affiliate link in the description. So take a look at that and see if that's something that might work for you. I love my quarterly planning. I'm learning to take the quarterly planning and to make it work more for me, looking at it sort of more monthly and breaking it down a little bit even further than the first time round. I think that's going to help me a lot. I find that I think also because this one was was our Q3 summer, a little bit of chaos. I don't think I had as much control. I find Q4 better. I find Q1, it's winter months. I have more control, I think is what it is. But if you're interested, check out that affiliate link and find out more. If you decide to register, please use the link. It helps this channel to grow. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's see. We have Diane. Afternoon, Tracy. Afternoon, Hardee's. Happy Sunday. You too. Okay, guys, we're going to dive right on in because I am excited to see how you guys find this order and these slight modifications and if they work better and flow better for us. Okay, so let's plan the right way, guys. Why we plan. Direction, focus, balance, to reduce stress, and to measure progress. The last two are really, really important to our overall growth over time. And the other three are more about maintaining our sanity and keeping that stress out of our way. If we know what we need to do, we don't waste as much time thinking about what we need to do. We have our plan, it's in place, and we're good to go. Then even when life throws interruptions at us, we can get back on track, which is why you have a plan. So let's begin to write your story. We're going to start with stage 1, our scenes, our strategies, a section where there is action, a beginning, middle, and end, and moves the story forward. We want to move our stories forward. We want to stop sitting in this loop of non-productivity where we are not getting things done, where we're in a perpetual loop of being unhappy with ourselves, unsatisfied with ourselves, miserable to some degree because we let so much time just disappear that we could be using and, thriving, becoming more, being more, becoming what we want to be, who we want to be, right? So let's fix that. Clarity. What do you want to achieve this week? Why do you want to achieve it? And how are you going to achieve it? This is where we're going to try some stuff out, right? This is entering the trials. When we write and we create characters, when we create art of any kind, we try stuff to see what works for us, what actually resonates with us that we want to keep, right? Sometimes we do things and there's strategies that just didn't work for us, but we try them, we learn from them, and we adjust and figure out and find what is going to move us forward, right? So don't be afraid to experiment. It's very important, guys, to give ourselves freedom to try new strategies, to try new things, and find out what it is that is actually going to move us forward. Because sometimes we're surprised, right? Let's see. SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable and attainable, relevant and realistic, timely and time bound. These are how we're going to measure all of our goals and all of our strategies to make sure that we are acknowledging how long they're going to take. Are they realistic? Sometimes they don't need to be necessarily realistic as the mundane, boring realistic. Just we're looking more at whether or not we can achieve this. You know, or if maybe we don't have the tools yet for it, right? Let's see. Be intentional with your time. Be honest about what you can achieve. Do you need to be doing this right now? Sometimes we want to do certain things, but we're not ready for them. It's not a good place right now. We're squeezing it in and we can't really give it the attention it needs. We're anxious to get onto it, but an hour a week is not going to really move it forward. It's going to tease us, right? And then we're going to be distracted by maybe other things that we could get done first and get out of our way, right? So we're going to really look at what works, what we need to do, and how we can make a plan that's solid and really will work for us and help us. Actions. These are all our different ways that we can break things down and make them easier for us. Next task steps. These are those natural steps that we do, even something like washing the dishes. You can't dry the dishes until you wash the dishes. You can't put the dishes away until you've washed them and dried them, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing the natural steps. So we're making sure that we're not trying to take shortcuts that are going to hurt us. Measured increments. So that's just giving either a time or a number to it. So it could be like word count, it can be time, it can be like weight. If we're trying to ever have a strategy, we're trying to lose some weight, we can have, this week I want to lose 1 pound, 2 pounds, or 3 pounds, or something like that, right? Good, better, best, just like I just said, 1, 2, 3. We're basically giving ourselves a very realistic goal, one that's a little more of a stretch, and then one that's over the moon. Micro steps, just breaking it down smaller pieces so that we will show up for ourselves and everything will just be a short little window, and we know we can show up for that. Getting those, using your Pomodoros. If you sit there and say you're going to write your book, that's good, but it's better if you say, I'm going to write chapter 10, because then you know what that micro step is, right? Can you delegate something? Can you hand it off? Can someone else just take care of it? Can you delete it? Is it really necessary? Sometimes we put things on our plates that we don't need them. They're not going to serve us. We believe they do, but we don't need them, right? So get rid of that stuff. Any problems or delays, and how do you see them impacting your plan? If you see the problem, you can make strategies to work around it, through it, right? Target dates. This used to say deadlines, and I've realized how much I hate the word deadlines. They don't work for my brain. They don't work for, I don't think they truly work for creative tasks. Deadlines are great when somebody else gives them to you. Your boss says they need that report by Friday afternoon. This is totally, that's an exterior deadline by someone else, and it's usually something that's somewhat redundant, very achievable. That's where I think deadlines fit. But for creative life, I think we need target dates because I think that's truer to the creative process. So we're still thinking in terms of the same steps, but I think the mindset for a target date is much healthier for us. So we still need to look at how much time is going to be required. We know we're not writing that book in a day, a week. Yeah, maybe if you're doing something like Nano or something, or you're doing one of the different systems where you're going to be writing, 5,000 words a day, maybe you do it in 2 weeks, but don't do that too often. It's not the healthiest technique. So basically, we want to look and see, and we want to be realistic. So we're going to say that it's going to take us 2 months to write that first draft. That gives us 60 days. Interruptions will happen. We know we don't have 60 days, but it's a good window, right? Figure out what that translates to on your completion date, especially if you have any interruptions in there. Take those out. Make sure you give yourself 60 days. And make sure you schedule it. Put it on your calendar so you see it coming, right? You're acknowledging it. You're giving it life. You're giving it breath, right? Your daily, weekly goals. If you can do a breakdown a little bit further, that will help you. Yeah, I agree, Rita, definitely. Do a weekly check-in with yourself. See how things are going. Are you letting time get away and not actually working on the thing? That's not great, right? Adjustments. Don't be afraid to make them. Sometimes we think we can do it in 2 months, but then we realize we've literally entered the busiest quarter of the year and it's going to take us 3. We're just going to be realistic. We got Christmas shopping. We got Christmas prep. We have, you got US, you guys have Thanksgiving. You have, all these things are going to come hitting at you, right? We also have NaNoWriMo coming, right? That's going to change maybe how we do some of our strategies. We have Double Down Day coming up on Saturday, so make sure we get that one down there, right? And where do you need to refocus? Let's see, Lori, I used to call it deadlines, but I do like the sound of target dates much better. Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, guys, we are going to go into our next panel. This is backstory, a set of events that have occurred before the main story. We are about to start your main story. We're going to look at what we did last week, but we're not going to let it mentally harm us. We're not going to carry it with us. We're going to analyze it. We're going to see how we did. We're going to acknowledge what we achieved and learn from it. That is far more important, right? And we're not going to bag on ourselves for not getting stuff done, because you know what? This is Sunday. This is our reset day to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to still get A, B, and C done because I still have enough Sunday left that I can get it done. And I can check those 3 off, but I'm not going to get all 10 things done, right? And then we can move forward and know that, okay, those other 7 things, 2 of them we're going to get rid of. We're going to realize we never needed them. They're on our delete list. 1 we're going to delegate. Now we're down to 4 things that we're going to tackle, that we're going to add into next week's, and we're just going to continue and make it work, right? So 2 parts here. We're going to do our reflection. We're going to celebrate our successes, our gold star moments. We're going to analyze our challenges, our biggest distractions, and our best fixes. We're going to learn, guys, from ourselves and from each other. Learn from this setback and attempt to keep moving forward. Exactly. And Diane, I agree too. Okay, guys, and we're also going to be looking at to be continued. What needs to be continued or carried forward? How much of it did you accomplish? You might have actually accomplished a lot, but you put too much on your plate. So it wasn't ever going to be 100% without hurting yourself, right? So give yourself credit for what you got done and then move forward, right? What else needs to be done? Is this project bigger or more complex than you thought? Okay, guys, let's get last week's plan out. And let's start checking our boxes, giving ourselves our stars, our underlines, you can red pen this, you can do whatever it is that works for you so that you can see what you accomplished and really take a moment to analyze how you did and what you can learn from that. Okay, guys, 2 minutes and let's do our weekly review and go. Okay, how did you guys do? I am actually surprised to see that even though I never got back to actually setting out my weekly, I actually did okay. I am surprised. Still a couple in there that I think I would like to see some time on today. But it involves my daughter, so that's probably why it didn't happen. So I gotta get that done with her today. But other than that, not too bad. I'm really surprised. So that just proves that even if you don't get it on the calendar, but you at least got your process through and got it somewhere written out. It works, right, guys? How did you do? Diane, how did last week go? Now that you've actually viewed it. Um, I'm actually surprised even the chores got done in a way that I did not think they did. Very strange. Okay, guys. Let's see, Lori, I didn't write as many words as I wanted, 7K, but I did write. That's a plus, definitely. Instead of writing, I did do the Writing Romance Mastery Summit and learned a lot to help me with my writing. Hey, that is a nice exchange. I like that actually. Because you've given yourself more skills and more knowledge. So you're going to bring that into your writing now this week and following, and it's amazing. So enjoy that. All right, so that was also a plus. Felt tired, achy stomach, and such, which held me back. I also babysat 3 of the 5 days and worked. That's a busy week. Cat, I moved mom's clothes from the washer to the dryer and filled the washer with more of her clothes. Beautiful. Crystal, I accomplished a lot. No wonder I feel it. Laugh alone. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yes. Rita, edit of 5 chapters. No yoga or journaling. Talk to my daughter. With her accident, she needs something to do, so I sent all the bookkeeping stuff to. Oh, and scrub the top. Well, that is excellent. That gives her something to do. She's helping out, and that will keep her mind busy and help you in the hobby too. I love that. That was a great strategy. Excellent delegating. Crystal, all you tend to see at the end of the day are the tasks that didn't get done. Oh, so true. But the end of the week is chock full of all the reasons why, because those are the tasks that did get done. Yes, exactly. Okay, guys, we're going to jump on into our next panel. Plotting. Series of related events making up a story. We have 5 basic elements of story to work with: setting, characters, plot, conflict, and resolution. It doesn't matter if you're working through your plot for your characters or for yourself, because these things are going to come up and they're going to get in your way. Conflict is going to happen. You're going to be dealing with other people who will not always be quite as respectful of your time and what you're trying to do. You're seeking a resolution. Every time we put our character on the page, they kind of want something. They're trying to work towards something, but life keeps getting in their way. We're hoping for ourselves to untangle that problem and get there faster than we allow our characters to. Okay, guys. I was surprised myself. Yes, yes, definitely. Let's see. Quarterly focus. New to Q3. We only have 1 month left, guys. HB90 has the kickoff call starting on September 10th. So I think we will most likely do our planning on the 9th for that weekend. So I will have to make sure that works, but I'm pretty sure it will. Let's see, new opportunities. So we still have a month left. There are things that are still coming at us that are new and shiny. Sometimes we like our new and shiny, and sometimes we have to decide our new and shiny is simply a distraction. Any prep or research that you're still working on to get you towards your goals for Q4. And anything that you need to reduce, remove, or delay. Just because we wrote it down, just because we planned it, does not mean that it's still going to work for us. We often put more on our plates than we can handle, and then we have to turn around and make that assessment. And you know what? It is better to reduce or delay something than it is to end up in burnout and then lose months, if not a year of your time for burnout. So keep that in mind, guys, when we're shifting things around. It is a healthy choice. It is a good choice, and we want to be doing it. Okay, guys, so let's see what we're pulling from our Q3 plans with a window of what's coming at us for Q4 so we can set ourselves up for success. And go. Okay, what did you guys come up with? Crystal, if only real life conflict was as fun as fictional conflict. I know! It's often the mundane, but we learn from it. We learn from it. We read stories, we write stories to learn, right? So definitely take it, take how we have our characters learn, give some of that back to ourselves, right? You know. Okay, guys, what did you come up with for the quarter? I realized that I just gave myself permission for something. I'm trying to learn a new skill. I'm not going to be great at it, but I'm trying to learn it. But I need that practice time in. But I kept hinging that practice time in with also putting it out into the world. I don't need to put it out into the world yet. I can give myself the space and the time to practice it. If I make something that I'm proud of, that I like, then I share it. Otherwise, I'm learning the skills, which is giving me the skill, opening it up so that I can get to the point where I'm ready to share it and I feel comfortable sharing it. I think that's key. I don't know why it's taken me so long to write that, to figure that permission out, but that is permission for me. The other one is to get my second POV character story out, get that story one out. I wrote story two. I absolutely love my Jason character. He's awesome. But now I got to get to know this new girl. And it's been a rocky start. I know her story, but I don't know her. I think that's the key there. And I gotta think I need to pull up my good old writer's notebook and just journal a little bit about her and get to know her like I did with Jason. And I think that's the piece that's missing for that. And then once I do that, I think the draft will come together. Love the Tracy. Oh, love it. Thank you, Diane. Let's see. I love the Rita. Continue with self-publishing info, formatting of book one, send to beta readers, back to library programs with the kids, and other events. Perfect. I love that. Okay, guys. let's dive in. This is our easy one. Projects, active, on hold, new. What, why, how? This is how we should be attacking everything. The what, the why, and the how. The what is easy. That's usually just the what are we trying to do, right? The why, that one's sometimes harder. Sometimes we have that little voice in our head that's telling us we're doing it because we should, but it doesn't always resonate with us, and we kind of don't want to. So we gotta be careful of that and make sure that what we're working on is moving us forward and being genuine to ourselves. And then the how is our breakdown. Lori, oh my God, I don't know where to start. September is busy. The two biggest things I need to do is prep for a book signing event in September and also get my book published for, September 30th. I also need to figure out the outline for my Access novella. I need more hours in a day. That's the solution. Whew. Have you considered, trying to think how you could do that. I'm discovering that there's time in the day that I don't know about you guys. Sleep is not my greatest friend. Not really. So I actually even sometimes get up in the middle of the night and I will write for a half hour or something, and then go back to bed. I'm up anyway, so why not use the time, right? I get mad at myself and say, no, you should have been sleeping. But the reality is that I wasn't. So once I'll use it, right? So think in terms of that. Maybe there's hours in the day that you could steal or repurpose that you feel like, oh, well, I can't go down to my desk because it'll be too loud or something like that. Well, grab a notebook and write longhand, right? Little solutions like that. Diane, Tracy, have you thought about taking her for a sip of tea and interview her? A good conversation is often the trick. Exactly what I'm thinking. I need to have like a little word for her and a little find out and learn a little bit more about her. I am learning about her, but at a slower process than with Jason, and I'm finding that hard to understand why. She's more secretive, but I think she's more broken, which I think is why she's hiding on the page. She's hiding from me because she's had a harder time of it. Diane, how's novella going, Lori? Lori, I could get so much done if I didn't sleep. Moving forward, I'll have mornings to write because my work hours are changing. Well, that's awesome. Lori, Diane, I haven't even touched yet. Oh, hun, how do I do this? See, because you got to get the other one done first. The novella, what is your target date for that one to get to the editor and stuff? I think that's what you need to define, because you've got two things going on. Because you've got one book launching for the 30th for September. So you have to figure out where that fits, right? Okay, guys. Let's dive in. So for our projects, what do you want to achieve this week? What is the purpose of the project? The steps, focus, stage, or beats, and the order of importance you need to follow. And proceed. How do I your package? Thank you. Hmm. Okay, let's see. How did you guys do? Add myself a new strategy here and see. Okay. Where did I leave off? Rita, I will finish Lear and send to beta readers revisions for Nexus and get through 6 months for life and set my goals. Beautiful. Love that. Let's see. Dan, Bree, Lori. Is it a November or December release? When you are ready, Lori, have a writing date. Oh, love that. That's beautiful. Definitely. I have pretty good breakdown of what I want to achieve. I'm going to have to be careful of time because a few of them take a good chunk each day. So I'm going to have to decide maybe if one of those gets rolled back. Let's see. So, our new favorite, at least mine anyway, new skills. Why this? Why now? Do you need to apply for a course or some kind of lecture series? Do you need to purchase any books or information on it? What does your reading study time look like? Which is the one I'm talking about with trying to actually give myself permission to do, to kind of, I've done the reading study time. Now I need to get on the practice time. That I did not allow myself time for because I got myself hung up on perfectionism, which is really fear. Let's call it what it is. If it isn't perfect, we don't put it out into the world. We want it to be good. We'd love it to be great, but good. Good. Good gets us across the finish line, right? And then what's your evaluation process going to look like? Okay, guys, let's dive in and see what we're bringing onto our plate in terms of our new skills or what we're continuing and what that looks like for us. Kat, I am attempting a new morning routine this week, but I don't know if I can follow through since I'm still in pain. Maybe do a soft launch of that. Pick if there's 5 things on the list, choose 2 or 3. And that way you'll start moving it forward, but you don't do yourself too much harm, right? Okay, guys, let's figure out what our new skills is, what that's going to look like for our daily and weekly schedule, and how much of it we're going to take in, and make sure we get that practice time in. And go. Let's see. So how did that go? What new skills are you guys going to try this week or continue? For me, it is still driving, which I am not doing the best at filling it. I'm getting a little bit in each week, but not as much as I'd like. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how to add, even if I double it. I think that would be success. I would rather do that than say I'm going to do something crazy and do like over the moon 4 times, 5 times the amount. That's not going to happen. But if I can double it, I think that'll be a good strategy. So I think I'll put a little note of that. Put double. And that way, instead of basically the once, maybe twice a week that I'm hitting it, I can hopefully get a little bit more, even if I get one more day in there. Let's see, Rita. New morning routine sounds like a great suggestion. I need to return to journaling and tarot readings. I would like to officially start my YouTube channel for Halloween and KDP with formatting. Love that. That sounds good. And launching for Halloween. I love that. Definitely. Let's see, guys. Our next panel, important dates for the next 2 weeks, because we always want to see what's coming at us. So events, birthdays, appointments, commitments, and any workshops that we want to attend. Let's make sure they're on our calendar. Let's make sure we know they're coming at us so we can be ready for them. All right, can waking up earlier to write count as a new skill? I think so. Especially if you're normal, have your normal routines and they're very set. Definitely. I mean, you're training yourself to do something differently. To me, that's a new skill. Totally agree. Because it's going to take time to get it to work out, and you're going to probably have to implement some strategies and see what works for you. If you can tie something into it that you kind of already do, but make that earlier, I think that would work well too. I could be cruel and nasty and say, if you usually have your morning cup of coffee and that's the first thing you do, if you sleep in, you don't get your coffee. Oof, that seems like such a horrible, horrible, horrible way of doing things, but it probably would work, to be honest. Crystal, I already do so much. It's hard to think of adding anything else to the list. I'm a natural overachiever. And you know what? And when it comes to the new skills, it might not be something that's for today. That might be something that's coming, in the next few weeks or something. And you're just kind of getting sort of started with maybe the purchasing of the book or a course, right? I want to go and do some editing classes, but at the same time, I know there's nothing I can sign up for today, so but I could go through, choose one, and if it starts in a month's time, well, then I'm already registered and ready to go, right? So kind of think in terms of that. There could even just be pre-steps for us to do, right? Laurie, because I am not a morning person and to train myself to do this is a new skill for me, learning not to procrastinate and focus more. Nice. Let's see, Kat, I got the routine off of Instagram. 6 a.m. wake up, 6:15 coffee, 6:25 read the Bible, 6:45 exercise, 7:30 get dressed, and 8 start work. That is tight but nice, actually. I like the layout of that. There's actually a nice bit of breathing space there. Very good. Laura, yes, if I tell myself I can't have coffee because I woke up late, that would definitely be motivation for me to get up earlier. Yes. I may be implementing that one myself. Okay, guys, for our next 2-week view, grab out your paper planner if you plan your month on paper. If not, I like to use Google Docs, not Google Docs, Google Calendar. Can you tell how much I use Google Docs? And that way, let's see what's coming at us. I know there's some big ones this week, and I think the best place I can probably put that one is, it's already written down. Good. All right, let's dive in and see what the next 2 weeks have in store for us. I cannot speak today. Let's do this, guys, and go. Okay, so Oops. Hold on. Do I have that written down? I do. Okay, good. Okay, guys. The one part I should have said there, which I did not, was we need to include our travel time, our action steps, our prep, if any information is needed, and paperwork. One of the things that I need to do today is book a grooming appointment for a Frodo Baggins. Went to do it last night, but I got an interruption, so I'm going to make sure that gets on the list today. I would rather that got done the earlier, the better on that one. Anything else interesting? Not that I can see. Okay. How did you guys do? Let's see. That needs to be done. That's important. Let's see. Yeah, yes, Lori, would be hard for me. Yeah. Lori, haircut and dental appointments. My brother's birthday on the 5th. Commitment is to work Monday to Friday, 3 to 6. Looking forward to that. That is good. I like that schedule. Book signing on the 15th. Nice. Plan on attending Double Down Day as well. Got to put that on the calendar. Yes, guys. The second Double Down Day. We don't have a schedule yet. It should be probably close to what we did for the virtual writing retreat. I think we'll have our main four and then we'll get some other little ones sandwiched in there, I do believe is the plan. Diane, happy birthday to your brother. Happy book signing. Lori, will it be in yeah, where are you going to be holding it? Let's see, Rita, Tuesday for Jenna's workshop, Blood Lab and Doctor for Friday, Coffee Chat, Sprints, and Double Down Day for me, and figure out library program dates. Love that. When is the HB90 kickoff call? It is going to be September 10th. I'm assuming normal time was 3 p.m. Eastern. Pretty sure she'll keep to that. We'll know that one sooner when we get close to it, but I'm pretty sure she's sticking to the normal. So like I said, we'll probably end up doing our planning on the Saturday, the day before, just to make sure that we don't have to share. All right? We can all show up for HB90. Okay, guys, we're going to dive on into our next panel. This is all our supporting tasks. These are our chores, errands, meal planning, exercise plan, admin tasks, business planning, banking, bill due dates, insurance. Don't let that one get out of sight. Planning daily, weekly. So breaking it down a little bit for ourselves, knowing whether we're going to do like a morning routine or an evening routine. Morning routine means you're generally setting up for the day already awake. Evening routine means you're going to be preemptive and try to figure out the night before how you're going to tackle a day. And the live sprints you want to attend. Batch together your related tasks, all those little guys that get out of the way, get in the way, I should say. Try to kind of put them all together, and that way you can use one Pomodoro and just check that whole box off of 5 or 6 things. Let's see. Lordan, the book signing is in Peabody, Massachusetts. It's called Getting Witchy with It. I love that. That is so cool. Kat started adding all of my mom's September appointments, and then the puppy wanted out. Puppers then tend to interrupt. Crystal, my schedule is always done way in advance because we run a couple businesses and homeschool. That's it. Oh, I hear you on that. Yes. Okay, guys, let's dive in and populate our plan with all those little things that keep us fed and sheltered and sane and hopefully healthy. And go. My exercise. Actually, no, no. Okay. Okay, let's see. And I am familiar with the Salem suburb. I lived there once upon a time. Very cool. Have a blast, Lori. I agree. Cat, she did want to go potty just outside. I like to sit in the sun. Feels good. Cat, I had a fly land in my tea, and when I went to toss my tea out, I saw a spider crawling along the back of my chair. Oh, and you're torturing me. Not into bugs. Interesting cat. They like you? No, 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 no. Ick. Alright, guys, we're going to move on to the protagonist, the character who drives the action, and that is you. Okay, guys, this is where we've done some tweaks. Reluctance. What are you avoiding? Why? Is it fear? Um, often we will hold ourselves back with perfectionism. But perfectionism is just really the fear of, are we good enough? And we often don't believe we are. We're not there yet. We're not doing it as good as the top people in the field. It's like, which is silly of us because it's not something we're still learning. Obviously, they're going to do a much more polished job, but we have to start. We have to give ourselves permission to start and to learn and to get there, right? So, you know what? Be proud of yourself. Take those first steps. You can do this. Conquer the fear, right? In terms of what you've been avoiding, sometimes we avoid something for so long that we really do have to ask ourselves, does it still matter? Sometimes it does anymore. If it does, break it down, make it priority number one, schedule it. If it's something you can do today, do that. If it's something that you have to wait for the business week to begin, then you get it done tomorrow, first thing. And you get it done and you get it off your plate and you get to move forward and you get to stop carrying that, right? Okay, guys, 2 minutes. Let's figure out what we've been avoiding. What is the real reason behind us avoiding it? What is the fear what is the worst case that we see happening if we actually do this? I think that's an important one to answer. And go. Ah, cat, they are torturing me. All the spooky cat. Rita, glad it was your cat and not me, especially the spider. Cat, I'm not glad, love. Out loud. Rita, avoiding major house cleaning and declutter bookkeeping. So glad I sent it to my daughter, but I didn't want to admit it to myself. I'd rather be finishing these novels. Fear of self-publishing. Ah, yes. It's the fear of the unknown. It's that giant first step. But you've got this, Rita. You've got this. We have an amazing community. Any questions you have, you ask them. And there's going to be at least a half dozen people who are going to help reassure you, give you the information you need, and you'll be able to move forward. We are so blessed to have this amazing community, right? Rita, and fear of getting my channel in its videos. What can I offer? Let's see. Jenna's workshop has been helping me, and same with Sarah's 6 months for life. Fear of setting the goals for me. Yes. And it's often also, it comes down to whether we believe we are worth it, that we're ready. Sometimes it's a matter of feeling selfish. We're so used to giving our time to others. It's time to take back a little bit for ourselves, guys. Completely. We deserve it. We get one life. Let's enjoy it. Let's master it. Let's do the things that matter to us, right? Lori, I didn't think I'm avoiding anything. I think I'm so overwhelmed. Too many things to do in so little time. I'm hoping I can get so much more done with my new part-time hours. You can, you can. I love those new hours. And yeah, overwhelm is scary. I hear you on that. So make little changes, hon. Little changes. Don't overdo it for yourself, okay? Let's see. Let's jump into our next panel, which is our misbeliefs. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? Now, this could simply be the not giving ourselves permission to make mistakes. We're allowed to make mistakes. We're allowed to learn. This idea that everything we produce has to be perfect is toxic, and it will not allow you to grow, and it will not allow you to get where you need to go, right? So that's one thing we're going to toss out right now. We don't do that anymore. We are allowed to make mistakes completely and totally. That's what learning is all about. Okay, guys, the example I use for it making one small change is to drink water in place of sugary drinks. Even if you replace half your sugary drinks with water, I mean, it makes such a difference to our bodies. Soda is just one of those things that, yeah, it tastes good, but it's not good for us. In terms of, for me, it's walking. I've been trying to add in, I'm up to my 10K plus a day. That feels good. It feels somewhat natural at this point. Now I'm making sure I get some core exercises in as well. So that is my nice small change that I'm making for the next couple weeks. And then I think after that, what I would love to do is go hit the gym in our complex clubhouse with my daughter. And I think I finally feel pretty good about that. My endurance is up. I think I will actually enjoy the experience instead of dreading it. Okay, guys, let's dive in and figure out what our misbeliefs are and what little baby steps we're going to take to change them and go. Right. Mary, hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. The sun held me up, laugh out loud. Good thing I went ahead and did most of my planning ahead of time today. Nice. How's it going, hun? Lori, bad choices is eating too much junk food and coffee and not drinking enough water and staying out way too late and lack of exercise. Small change to make would be to take walks, get enough rest, and drink more water, which would potentially boost my energy, and it will so much, definitely. In terms of the walking, start small. Don't overdo it at first because it creates aches and pains that are not going to help you. So little steps, right? We're gonna go from, if you're currently going, your average, your phone will actually tell you, usually most phones anyway, will tell you how many steps you're normally doing in a day. I'd say for the start, maybe most people probably land somewhere around the 3,000 steps just by doing normal things. Maybe double it, but don't do more than that yet. Build it up. Let's see, Crystal, my bad choices was having sugar this week. So now I'm sipping a CV with lemon slices in water to balance my blood sugar. Nice. I also shortened my workouts to 30 to 45 minutes instead of over an hour. That's good too. Hello, Elizabeth. How's it going, hon? Elizabeth, I need to make sure I'm drinking enough water, even though I've been dealing with fatigue lately. Yeah. Fill up that giant jug of water, whatever it is, and just kind of have it next to you, right? Mary, bad choice I've been making, watching YouTube all day long, forgetting to take breaks from the screen. The change, I installed a Chrome extension called Screen Time, which will kick me off when the time limit is up. Oh, love that. That is nasty and great. I love it. Let's see. Elizabeth, I did get almost all of the first act plotted last week. Nice, congrats. And a bit more of the novel plotted. Sweet. I had a realization yesterday. I'm convinced I've been having stomach migraines since the stomach problem started. Oh, interesting. Lori, I have the perfect loop to walk in my neighborhood, which is easy to do. It's just getting motivated to do it. Yes, just get outside, right? And watch the heat, guys. There's some places that are way, way, way too hot. So evening walks can be nice, right? So, of course, being safe. You don't want to be going out too late. But when the air is a little cooler, it's healthier for us. Okay, guys, we are going to dive on into our next panel. Self-care, refilling the well, doing our favorite activities, our favorite hobbies, making sure, often we get so busy, we don't make time for them, and they refill us, they make us feel good. Get outdoors, definitely. Be careful of the sun, though. It's been kind of hot, so balance, guys. A little bit's good, too much is bad, right? Try something new. A new skill can just ignite so much energy in us and renew us. Journal and get all those ideas and thoughts out of your head, all the bad stuff as well. And that way you free your mind up so you have more energy to give to the things that matter to you. Scheduling your self-care, you deserve it and you need it. And you know the rules around here, guys, at least 50%. Get it into your schedule. The other one we're going to look at is your care days. Yes, I did rename this because I think it encompasses everything a little bit better. So you have your wellness sick days, which we do try to incorporate into our plan. So that way we don't know exactly where we're going to need them, but it also gives us openings when we do need them that our schedule can adjust a little more easily. We don't have things scheduled back to back to back and there's no room for a sick day. Yeah, we put it on Friday's schedule, but we don't use it on the Friday, but we end up using it on the following Monday, right? But we know that there's a lighter spot that's been placed in there so that when we need it, we can give ourselves that time. Mental health days, we need them, guys. Buffer days, to kind of just get all those little things done, right? We almost make it to getting the stuff. I kind of think of Sundays quite often as buffer days because it's the end of the week. You realize that you didn't check, the 10 boxes that I mentioned earlier of different things, and it's time to kind of take a moment to assess and say, okay, you know what I have today? This is what still remains on my schedule. Let's get these checked off, right? You're not going to do all 10, but if you do 3 or 4 of them, you're still getting yourself in a better place, right? And often they're little things that we just kept putting off, right? Your low energy days, give yourself room for that. Your catch up days and your reset days, especially if there's any interruptions. Schedule in your mental health and sick days. If you don't need them, they become bonus days, right? Let's see here. Diane, you can do it, Lori, and you will start this week with 1 day and go from there. Exactly. I love that. Diane, you're welcome, Lori. The energy will shift everything for you. Yes, yes. More herbal tea than coffee. Nice. Elizabeth, the stomach pain got worse a bit ago, right before a few raindrops fell, and it looks like more rain is coming. Abdominal migraines usually affect children, but I do get them. I need to have wellness sick days with these bouts of stomach pain. Yes, you do. And you might want to actually add a couple in your week. Instead of thinking in terms of a 6-day week, make it a 5-day or maybe even a 4-day. If you're having good days, you'll be able to use them. And if you're having bad days, your schedule's not going to be so overwhelmed. Okay, guys, we're going to dive on in and figure out where we're going to put our schedule in our self-care days and our care days and just give a little bit of shape to it. All right, and go. So this is okay. Let's see. Elizabeth, I will continue plotting this week. I'll finish plotting the first act and continue plotting the second act. Love that. Let's see, Dan, medication 3 times a week. Lori, because I've been so overwhelmed the last few weeks, I've been feeling guilty and spend my weekends trying to catch up. Then I'm exhausted come Monday. It's frustrating, but my own fault. And it's a cycle too, which you gotta break, right? I need to take Sunday as my self-care day, so that it's the day that would be most beneficial. Yes. I tend to Sunday would never be a day off for me, but I see it as kind of, like I said, my catch up day and lives and stuff like that. But it works for me in terms of the time that I have in the shape. And it also is, we've literally just done our review and our planning. So I really have a good idea of which things I want to really catch up on and get done. So that's why I use the Sunday. But yeah, it definitely, you take that self-care where you can get it and where it works for you. For me, self-care would probably work for, I had to guess, probably Friday. I think that would probably be the friendly day. I say I'm going to do it like a Mondays, but No, that doesn't happen. Let's see. See, cat, I do the same, Laura. Yes. Dan, guilt is not part of our vocabulary and our spirit anymore, Lori. Guilt is an energy vampire. So, so true. Toss guilt away. If you're doing something, choose to do it with your full self and just do it. It's like someone who has a piece of cake, and then they beat themselves up for the next week. It makes no sense. Have the cake, enjoy the cake. All the negativity that you're going to carry from having that piece of cake with that guilt that you've put on yourself, it's just going to hurt you. The cake doesn't even do it. We say, oh, cake, it's no, it's just enjoy your slice of cake. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the things that matter to you, hon. Give yourself permission. Our we're sort of in a transition within our world of how we look at our time. We're so used to being pushed to hustle, 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 and it's not healthy. And there's a place for it sometimes, but long term it's toxic and we don't want to be doing it. So you have to kind of assess what moments you're in and whether it's worth it, right? Let's see, Diane, self-care Sunday. Yes, yes. Let's see, Lori. Yes, you're so right, Diane. Guilt has been something I've done for decades. Oh, so yes, so many do. Mary, Mondays and Tuesdays are probably my lowest energy days. My catch-up day is Saturday, and my reset day is Sunday. Love that. Rita, allow for naps and downtime when needed. Yes. Mary, Friday can be a catch-up half day, laugh out loud. I like that too. Yeah, the ketchup doesn't have to be all day. I mean, it can be a small piece of one of the days. And it's just that little window where you say, okay, I'm going to get these things done, right? Let's see. Elizabeth, Sundays are my days off where I go to church, and today I started helping teach Sunday school for a couple of little kids. Sometimes there is more kids than other times. I am learning. I love that. Dan, and what has guilt given you? I bet it took a lot from you, Lori. Yes, yes. I do not like the hustle mentality. It is toxic, completely and totally, yes. Elizabeth, I am going to keep helping teach Sunday school for the youngest kids in the Sunday school. Oh, I love that, Elizabeth. It's so much fun, and they're so sweet at that age. They're fun to teach. They're fun to work with. They're just they're so positive and joyful at that age. I love them. Kat, I help with the church nursery once a month. It's fun, but makes that day super busy and tiring. They are, you will find out where your energy levels are. That is for sure. All right, guys. Our next panel is conflict. This is our breaks in our routines. This is often good things that are good for us, but getting back into normal routine tends to not be so good for us. So what we're looking at is our types of breaks would be vacations, holidays, surgeries, conferences, renovations, anything from, a day to, a week or more can derail you in some ways, right? So little changes, but if we see them coming, we can plan for them. That's what this panel is all about. So we have to think about, what is the break for? What is the purpose of it? Are we there to relax, to reset? Are we wanting to recover? Do we want to participate, which means we want to have the energy to give ourselves to be able to participate, which means we might need to taking a little more time off before we do the thing, right? We can't be super, super, super busy and then think we're going to participate fully when we get there, right? And are we just trying to enjoy? Like, what is it? What are we trying to do here? We want to give ourselves that space and time that we need, and realizing how much energy we have to give. The minute you're doing a renovation and you do not have access to your normal spaces, or you have guys working in your house that are making noise and making smells, and their stuff is in your space, this is going to bother you. We can say it isn't. We want the renovation, but we also want it done. We don't want them in our way. We don't want all that noise. But so we have to think about, okay, does this mean this is going to be time where maybe we're going to go do our writing at a cafe? Like, how are we going to manage this, right? So really, as we're looking at that, is what's coming at us and the time before and after that we needed to give ourselves so we can reset after whatever the interruption is and get back into our normal routines. Well, also, and it's looking at what we need to do to make sure that we prepare ourselves and give ourselves the space that we need to actually relax, reset, recover, participate, or enjoy. Right? Okay, guys, and let's dive in 2 minutes and see if there's anything that's coming up which we are going to need to make room for. And go. Okay, let's see here. Um, Cat, my conflict this past week was mouth surgery. Oh, and you've recovered? How are you doing? Let's see. Mary, my biggest conflict is, and I've realized has been, how I feel when I get home from work. Even if I don't help any students all day, by the time I get home, I'm exhausted. I think I want to block out an hour to recover and transition to being home. Yes, yes. What little routines or rituals can you put in there that will allow you to just de-stress? Maybe there's a video that you've been wanting to watch all day from a favorite YouTuber. You hold that off for that time, so that could be your reward, your joy. Have a nice beverage that you enjoy with that. And maybe do a little moving around. I know you're exhausted, but actually being physical and moving around and walking while you watch your video will probably actually, in the long run, give you more energy, right? Elizabeth, I have a GI appointment on Friday morning. I am thinking I'll probably be out on medical leave longer than the 4th of September or the 5th, since the 4th is Labor Day. Yes. Yeah, give yourself maybe another week, hon. You might need it. Laurie, what I should have mentioned so others would understand is that I have my adopted son's ex-girlfriend living with us, who has 2 kids, ages 4 and 7 months. The last week has been a bit difficult, and trying to get used to a new routine with them in the house is far different than with what hubby and I have been used to. Oh, yeah, now that is an interruption. You have others invading your space, including littles. Ooh, that changes a lot. Whew. Give yourself kindness, hon. Maybe you and our hubby could should discuss maybe you having yourself some cafe time if that is the situation in the house. Cat, 4 days later, I am in pain, but I can eat solid food if it's small bites. Well, that's good. That's progress. Very good ideas. Thanks. You are welcome. Rita, for whatever reason, I feel my biggest conflict is me. Oh, that's often the case. And trying to get declutter and household stuff. I just want to throw myself into my writing tasks. I'd say for you, probably back and forth. You do some writing for an hour and you got to do a household task. And that way you're getting it done, but you're also getting your writing done. So act like it's treat it like it's a reward. Little household task, 1 Pomodoro or less, and then proceed an hour of writing and back and forth and do that throughout the day. You'll create a beautiful balance. Lori, we are trying to do the right thing because I don't want to see the kids go into foster care because mom would be homeless. It's quite the situation. Oh, hun, be strong, and that is fantastic that you're doing that. I love that you're protecting her and the kids and helping them, but make sure that you're also making room for you, hon, because you have things that you need to get done and a schedule to maintain, right? Elizabeth, if I am having abdominal migraines like I believe I am, then it may take a while for me to find a solution for them, and I could be out on medical leave for a while longer. Yes. Lori, want to talk about conflict? Oh, yeah. Rita, I'm sure she really appreciates it. Yes, for sure. Ground rules, definitely make sure that they're very clear. And like I said, maybe talk to the hubby. You need to maybe, like I said, hit a cafe or something a couple days a week or something. And that way you have time to you, right? And that way you can create some good balance there. Rita, 20 minutes of other house stuff. Maybe the first sprint with Angela at 10 a.m. my time. Perfect. Yes. All right, guys. We're going to go into our final panel. Nope, not. Yeah, final. This is what happens when you change things. Story beats, the frame over which you drape your plot. This is where we're going to create shape and determine what our week is going to look like. So we're going to start with our storyboard. We know now what we need to accomplish. We probably even have sort of an idea where things are going to land. So we're going to think in terms of our full days, half days, pinch days. Those are those super crazy busy days where they're already busy and then other things get handed to you to do, and suddenly there's like no time. How are you going to make a small window for your creative self to make sure that you're doing little things that are good for you and moving the needle forward on the things that matter to you? It's not going to be much time, but if you can still stay in touch with that creative part of yourself just for even 15 minutes, 10 minutes, it's really good to stay connected with your projects and to keep the momentum going. That's what we're trying to do, is not break momentum, right? Because unfortunately, one day off can turn into 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and so on, and it gets dangerous. So if you can, on those pinch days, give yourself that little window, you can find 5 or 10 minutes to work on your stories, guys. I promise you. Life task days, those are the days that take us out of the house to go and get the groceries and pick up all the little errand things that we need to do and drop stuff off the post office. And they're annoying days. I really hate them, actually. Personally, I am so ready to just start doing ordering groceries and doing a pickup. I hate grocery shopping. Not my thing. Just such a waste of time. I would happily pay someone to gather my groceries and I pick them up and I am done. I want to do this so bad. I need to do this. So yeah, life task days and those things that are just, they gotta happen. We're gonna be fighting it all the way, but we gotta get it done, right? And then your days off. Give yourself a true day off once a week at least, guys. Total reset, totally doing all the fun things that you want to do, hanging out with family, doing the self-care, getting the books read, playing games, doing the things that make us feel good, renew us, right? I still recommend a little pinch of creative because creative is what we love, but it doesn't have to be a full committed type day. This is also our opportunity to look at our deep focus days. Which set of goals do we really want to focus on in like, and this is we're trying to look for 2 to 3 hour blocks. If you were doing the HB90 system, that means you've got 3 big goals. So that can equal 3 goals and 3 focus days. If you are doing a slightly different system, whatever it's going to work for you. But I'm trying to figure out just a way to say, I'm going to give extra energy today to this goal. And that way I don't divide my time so much. Okay, guys, let's dive in and for 2 minutes here and figure out. I just write FHPL or O at the top of the above the month the day of the weekly, just to kind of give myself an idea of how I want to break things down and go. Okay, let's see here. Um, Read 20 minutes of other. Okay, read that one. Lori, yes, I thought of going to the library in the morning before work. Oh, I love that. Lori, you deserve a spa day. I love that, Diane. I like the idea of the library. Yes, definitely. Hit the library. Yes. That is a great idea. Elizabeth, I enjoy grocery shopping since I usually enjoy cooking. I enjoy the cooking part, but the groceries I like when they magically appear, aka hubby goes and gets them. Dan, love what you and your husband are doing. The kids will always remember. Oh, yes, yes. Mary, a Walmart here offers grocery pickup for free when the order is over $35. No minimum if you use EBT. Interesting. Yeah, I have a grocery store right across the street that if I give them enough notice, I think that it's perfectly free, and then I just go or pick them up. That sounds awesome. Yes. Elizabeth, Wednesday and Friday can be half days since my sister and cousin are hanging out on Wednesday earlier in the day before she has to go to work in the afternoon. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday can be full days. Oh, I love that. Let's see. Sunday is unknown about what I am doing that day. Or Saturday, sorry, not Sunday. Saturday is unknown what I'm going and doing that day. Well, I'm hoping you're doing double down day. Okay, guys, our final panel, the outline. Create your master plan ideal week. Do not be like me and skip that, which is what I did last week. I told myself I was going to get back to it, and then I didn't. Bad, bad, bad. I should have. I should have. But no guilt. That was last week. This is a reset. And I'm going to make sure that it gets filled out, and I know what's coming at me. Let's see. Create Monday's plan, including your top 3. Populate your planner. Schedule your self-care, mental health, and buffer days. Get those care days in there, guys. Give yourself room for when you need them. If you don't end up using them, bonus time, right? Never feel bad putting that stuff down, because it is going to fill you and give you more energy and allow you to get more done. As you create your outline for the week, can you successfully manage to do everything you've chosen with the time you have? Make adjustments as needed. It's a very different thing to make the laundry list of all the things you want to do versus sitting down at your weekly layout and realizing what that actually looks like. And we don't do burnout around here. We don't do overwhelm. We take an actual look at what we have down and we adjust to protect ourselves and keep ourselves healthy and well. Let's see. Diane, Lori, the library can be your office. Exactly. Elizabeth, my sister, cousin, and I laugh out loud. Oh, yeah. Double doubting. Yes. Lori, that is where I have difficulty planning out. What can I do on a full day, pinch day, etc.? Well, full days are that a full day is literally you have all the time. You decide every aspect of that day. I don't think most of us have a lot of full days. When we get one, I think that's why we tend to be a little bit lost when we get one, because no day is usually full. And actually saying that reminds me to be kinder with myself. I try to write full days all the time, and the realization is they're usually half days. I want them to be full days. It's the desire there. So most of us don't have full days. Full days means you have complete control over every minute of that day. There are no other obligations or commitments that are pulling at you. So keep that in mind when you're creating your full days. They are rare and they are special. And I highly recommend those are a good place for some self-care, because that could be as a reward for sitting down and getting yourself down to work, right? Let's see. Let's see, where did I leave off? Diane, we have Walmart Plus, and it has been amazing. Love that. Elizabeth, I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. You're welcome. Rita, everyone, I hope you all have a productive week, and remember self-care time. Yes. Elizabeth, as someone who experienced burnout earlier this year, I recommend not getting to the point of burnout. Yes. Protect yourselves always. The reality is we create a lighter plan, which we will end up doing more. It is just human nature. But we go with a little bit of the lighter on paper so that we are reminding ourselves to take care of ourselves, right? Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you next week. We are going to do writing sprints on Saturday from 5 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, along with all the other sprint times, which hopefully we will know about pretty quick. So watch the calendar for that. Sunday, for sure, I'm going to do the plan with me at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm not entirely sure about writing sprints yet, because daughter starts school on Tuesday, and she's going to get very, very busy, and I'm used to having her at being able to do any time of the day to do whatever we want. So I am stealing her as much as I can before she hits school. I am being a selfish mommy, because I'm going to miss my girl, even though she isn't technically going anywhere. but she is going to be a busy girl, so mom problems, right? Let's see, Diane, thank you, Rita. Have a great day. Enjoy your week. Beautiful. Elizabeth, I want to plan to have 1 or 2 of the 3 days allotted for full days to actually be full days, so I engage in self-care as needed due to my GI issue. Yes. Dan, thank you, Trace. You are so welcome. Thank you, Hearties. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your week. Definitely. Lori, are you doing sprints at 5 today? Not today. Today I am stealing the daughter and we are going to go and have some adventures. And I feel the clock ticking, so I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for the planning because that is as important to me as it is important to you guys. And I wanted to make sure we got our planning session in. So for writing sprints, hit a replay, guys, and or just use your watch or your phone and set a timer and get some writing done. I will be cheering you guys on. Get those words in. We'll see you guys next weekend for Double Down Day and for planning for sure. And like I said, Sunday I will let you know. I know she's got some stuff going on, so there may still be writing sprints on Sunday. I just don't know yet because that would imply a teenager is clear with me. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. It was awesome. I am looking forward to next week. And yeah, go play with your planners, set it all up, get yourselves ready for a successful week. Thank you, guys. Bye. Oops, come on. And go. Thank you, guys. Bye.